All right, back at the NFL Scouting Combine, Frangie now joined by the head coach, Doug Pederson, who joins us here. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. This has been like the media tour day today, right? Is that
yeah.
What it's been?
Yeah. This is the day we get all the media stops done, and it's exciting because it's kind of the, even though I go to the league meetings here in about another couple of weeks, the end of March, and that kind of kicks off the 23 season. This to me kind of kicks off the 23 season. All the teams are here, for the Scouting Combine, and it's exciting to see people.
Doug, did you get a chance when it was over? How does it work? Could you exhale? I mean, it was for all of us. It was a crazy year. I mean, did you get a chance to do that at all?
I did. I gave the coaches a couple weeks, between the conference championships and the Super Bowl. Those 2 weeks there, I gave everybody some time off to be out of the building and just relax and recover. It was a long season.
Yeah.
Go all the way back to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Game we started early with training camp, and we go to the divisional round of the postseason. So it was good to exhale a little bit and kind of recharge again for making another push.
Yeah, I told you this privately when we talked, so I'm going to say it publicly now. I've never seen culture change as much as you changed it in 1 year, and I mean that sincerely. I do. We've had this talk,
right?
But it's pretty amazing how good that locker room was, and I think that really helped you down the stretch through some adversity. How did you change it like that?
I give a lot of credit to the players. They have to buy into what I'm selling, so to speak, and I think for me it's just about being. I learned this from Coach Reed. I've spent so much time with him, not only as a player, but as an assistant coach and coordinator with him. Just be you. Be Doug Pederson. Be transparent. Be authentic. Be real. Build relationships with your team, with your players, and just show them that you're a human being, right? And you're not on this pedestal looking down on people. You want to get in there and work, and you want to solve problems, and you want to fix things. I think that's what the team and the guys saw. From me. So I think that becomes easy to kind of buy into what I was bringing, and they could trust me, right? And that's the key to everything with an organization. An NFL team, we got so many people and so many coaches and people at kind of at your disposal that trust is a big thing, and our guys were able to do that.
Yeah, players are smart. People can see authentic, can't they? I mean,
they sure can.
They can. I agree with you on that. And to that end, watching the moves so far, extending Roy, reworking Foye, bringing Jermichael back, it's kind of keeping the band together, isn't it? I mean, that's what it looks like.
It is, and throwing Christian and Zay, on those restructures and stuff, and that's what it takes. It takes the sacrifice. And when the players see the type of team that we can become, we're not there yet, but what we can become, and they sacrifice a little bit of themselves for the betterment of the team. That's a sign of true leadership, right? And so that's really exciting to see that our guys are willing to restructure, free up some money to where we can go keep Evan, and keep JT and at least make a strong push and effort to keep as many of our free agents as we can.
Doug Pederson with us here at the Scouting Combine. When did the light go on for Trevor? Was it after London? Was it something happened?
I think so. I think we've talked a lot about this. And I think that was the game that he understood. In order for us to have success, he needs to play better. And it wasn't, I pulled him in. He and I had a conversation. And I just gave him the confidence, like, don't worry about making mistakes. You're our guy. We'll coach you through the mistakes. Just go out there and be you. And cut the ball loose and trust your instincts, trust the guys around you, I think that's the game that he realized that maybe he was holding back just a little bit. But since that point, man, he was going after it and cutting it loose and trusting his guys. And, you saw the overtime win in Baltimore. You saw the Cowboys the next week. You saw, 4 touchdowns, the Chargers, playoff game, and all those things, the AFC South title game. I mean, that's the quarterback that we know we have, and he can only get better from there.
Doug, the two names that people talk about are Evan Ingram and Juwan Taylor, Arden Key too, I suppose.
Yeah, Arden Key.
That are out there. Those are 3 important guys when we talk about keeping the band together. Trying hard to keep those guys, I would imagine?
It's hard. Free agency is hard every year, and I don't fault the players. Players are trying to get as much as they can, and they should. I mean, these are good players, and they also want to be, and they've all verbally expressed they want to be in Jacksonville. They see what we did. They see what we're building. and they want to be a part of that. And so there's got to be some give and take, obviously, during this process, and hopefully they understand that, because we definitely understand it. We want to sign them all if we can.
Yeah.
It'll be exciting when we can finally do it.
Last year's young players, Trayvon Walker, Devin Lloyd, others. Did you see them develop? Did you see them mature? Could from a coach from the sideline watching tape, did you see that start to happen with those guys?
I did. I think it was. I don't want to say that the NFL season was overwhelming to them. I think as the season progressed, they got more comfortable in what we were trying to do. I think in Devin's case, he was trying to do too much.
Yeah.
I think Trayvon, we kind of figured out that he's a good player inside as well as outside. So being able to move him around, and Chad's just a solid, special teams player. He's a good role situational. He came in and started a couple games for us and did a nice job there. So all these guys having a full season, now under their belt, they're going to be much better as they approach, the offseason this year.
Does Trayvon play more with his hand down? Is he still going to do both?
He's going to do both. He'll do both. I think I think standing up was new to him.
Yeah.
It's one thing that now he can really work on more moves, but I think putting his hand down on the ground, being in a 3 technique, a 4-eye, whatever it might be, is just utilizing his length, speed, athleticism, can really put pressure on guards and tackles.
What are your challenges moving forward? Where does this team need to get better? Are there glaring areas, Doug, where you say, okay, we were so good in so many areas, we got to get better at this, and this?
I know both offense and defense, we got to be better on third down.
Okay.
That was a glaring. We didn't get off the field enough on defense, and we didn't stay on the field enough on offense and red zone. Red zone, offense and defense, we must be better. Now, we talked a lot about the giveaway takeaway thing, and I think we were okay there, but we've got to do a better job at creating turnovers defensively, right? And then keeping the football, especially in the red zone, not throwing the ball away or throwing the ball in, to them, or fumbling the football. And then too, I think and it's nothing. I think Riley did a great job for us, Pederson, but I think there were some field goals early in the season that he would love to have back. That are all point. I mean, I think the first Kansas City game, there were a couple kicks there. So those are all some things that we can focus on and get better this offseason. Besides individually players and stuff like that we can obviously help, improve their game too.
Doug Pederson with us. You talk about that. We talked about that amazing culture, that great locker room. But the challenges are different this year. People expect you to be good. It's different, isn't it? How is it different? I mean, because I'm walking around here, man. People are buzzing about the Jaguars. You're walking around with a grin on your face. I mean, it's different this year, I think.
It is, and I want our players to feel that pressure, because I think that's going to, iron sharpens iron. So we feel that pressure. It's just gonna draw our attention, be a little more pinpointed, be a little more focused, a little more driven. It just goes to my points this past year that you can't substitute for the hard work and preparation, right? And that preparation starts in the off season. And there's going to be a target on our back. We're the AFC South champs. Hey, there's going to be a target. Our 3 division opponents are going to be shooting for us. And so we have got to be our best every single week. And I was challenging our team, you've heard this phrase before, be at your best when your best is required. And every week we're going to need our best, and we've got a great schedule coming up. We got a bunch of playoff teams on that schedule. And, so we've got our work cut out for us.
Yeah, first place schedule means first place teams. You're
exactly
right about that.
Exactly right.
What's the next step for Trevor? Is it a statistical thing? Is it just growth that you see? What's the next step?
It's not statistical. He had some great numbers this year. I mean, obviously we can get better in the passing game. I think you're going to see him get through progressions better. He's going to understand defenses better, coverages, how teams are trying to take away, maybe Christian Kirk or Zay, Evan, whoever it might be, and he's got to be able to get to number 2 or 3 in the progression. I think that's where he can take another step. I think the Charger game, playoff game, was a big sort of step in the direction where, Coach Staley and his staff did a nice job of disguising some coverages. They gave us some false indicators where our quarterback can get better and learn from, and as a staff we can prepare him better. So there's a big jump that he can take this offseason, working with his guys again. And again, we're waiting on the Calvin Ridley decision so we can get him in the building and get him going and see how he can impact our offense. So, we're just excited for this upcoming year. I think our guys were excited at the end of the season, looking forward to getting back in the building.
When you come here, so much goes on here. There's workouts, there's interviews, there's the medical. What do you pay attention to the most when you come to the combine? What do you get out of the combine?
The combine too is I think as coaches, as scouts, you listen. You listen to conversations. You listen to what people are saying. You listen to the media circuits and especially teams in our division. What are they talking about? What are their needs? What are they focused on? And that's a big part of it, right? Because all the media is here and everybody's talking. But I think too for coaches, it's really the first time for us to lay our eyes on these prospects as we formulate our opinions and really begin diving into the film and everything. So it's good to see everybody. We're not competitors. We're buddies and friends, and you get to catch up a little bit. But it's fun. It kind of kicks off the year.
All right, you got your off season coming up. Whatever. There's not much of an off season.
There's not much anymore. Not much anymore.
Playing golf yet? Are we playing golf yet?
I've played like 3 times, I think, since the season. So
you told me when you got the job you were like a 4.3.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Is it going up?
It's closer to 5.
Hey, thanks for spending. I want to say this again. Congratulations. What a great job you did, and thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you.
Back in a moment from the Combine after this, so stay with us.